Chem at 5420 Fayridge Court, Cincinnati, Ohio, doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. We're looking for any structural issues, root intrusion, anything that would be concerning to the buyer. Our access is the main stack in the center rear of the basement, and should be able to go all the way up to the main. It is cast iron. Assuming that most of the length of the interior stuff, it will be cast iron until it exits the house, and then it should switch over to clay. I'll show you the access here. There's also a 4-inch cap in the cast iron down below. This is a little bit easier to get in and out, so we can go to PVC. There is the cap there. Go ahead and leave the water running so we can kind of see how the lines function in here. Cast iron is not a bad material, but it does rust. It's the nature of the material, so you can never really tell how thin or thick the pipe walls are, but you're looking for functionality. A lot of times you'll have some really big like channeling that goes on along the bottom where most of the flow takes place, but this all looks really good so far. Looks like it's held shape really well. See a lot of mineral deposits or build up. Oh, no! Excuse me, somebody just flushed while the pipe was open. So luckily I jumped out of the way in time before I got hit. But that's going to be a little funny part on the inspection. Here we are switching over to concrete, actually. And so that's really good. I thought it would be clay based off the age of the line. But I'm probably going to have to turn the camera or turn the water off to be able to inspect on the way back. See what looks like old root intrusion, possibly. Some calcite. I don't see any active tree roots there. But yeah, we'll have to go ahead and push out, and then I will turn the water off once we get out to the main, and then we'll try to inspect it a little better on the way back. It does seem like some low spots in the line, but it's really the camera lens is only about a ½ inch off the bottom of the pipe, so it doesn't take much to cover it. So we may end up having to put like a standoff on the camera and make a second attempt at the line. Concrete is a pretty good material. Do a lot better job than clay about keeping the root intrusion out. And then here we are looking into the sewer main. So there we are, 91 feet. So that's a pretty long way for as short as the front yard is. But we're going to pause the video for a minute. I'm going to turn the water off. Going to let it try to let the water drain down a little bit, and then we'll continue the inspection on the way back. Hopefully we can see a little better once the lines drain down. All right, we've let the water run, or hopefully run down. Most of the line is drained. You can still see some coming from behind the camera, so I imagine. Yeah, there still is some residual water in there, but you can see how well. You see the concrete line, you see all the exposed aggregate in the concrete. But again, concrete is usually a really good material. So it does a pretty good job at keeping roots out. I think that's a very minimal amount of water there, but you can see the flashes. It's a very small amount. It's only about an inch of water there, so it's not anything of any concern. You can see far enough down the pipe there just to see that in most cases you find stuff like that and it's the line settled when they install it. So when they backfill on top of it, may have dropped like that. A lot of times you'll find them at seams where it's, half an inch, 3/4 of an inch of water, and that's not anything to worry about. With the house being empty in this spot, you have things build up. You can see the flashes. You kind of get some build up of like stuff on the bottom that's kind of dried out, like that there. It's very minor bellies, but nothing of any concern. If it's flashing clear when we pull back through it like that, if it's flashing, that means it's barely enough to cover that lens. See far enough down the line, but we'll probably go ahead and put a standoff on the line, or on the camera, excuse me. We'll go back through the first like 50 feet or so right there, because that was about the one spot where you couldn't see. Cast iron looks really good, and so does the concrete pipe. I didn't see any root intrusion or anything. I think that was all just packing at that one joint where it kind of set through. So I'm going to go ahead and get a small go ahead and get a small standoff, put that on there, and then we're going to run back through at least the first like 40 to 50 feet just to get up at that one spot to verify that we are, that is only, an inch less of water. All right, we've put a little standoff on there, so we're going to go back through like the first 40 feet, just double check all the spots there. Make sure. We can only put a small standoff on it just because of the diameter of the opening, but it should be enough. Coming up. see that it's less than an inch of water there. And push it forward, it kind of dives over. So you have some minor balance, but nothing of any major concern. As long as you, same thing with the cast iron, as long as you're using the line the way it was designed, these won't cause any problem at all. So, you can pull back and you'll be able to see a little bit better. As long as we can get the camera lines playing. You can see like in that spot right there, push into it, go under it, and pull it back. That's coming in the hardest thing. .55 to .58. Minor belly. Camera lens clean. .53 to .58. Drawing off a little bit. So, about 44 feet, 45 feet. See how much of it's actually underwater. You can see it really doesn't go underwater, so it's less than an inch. About 39 to 45 right as it exits, but it's not a major belly. No real concern there. You can see we were able to see through that. We'll still put it on the report as a, just kind of noted on the report, but it's not causing any issues with the line. It's not obstructing the flow at all. Out. So, overall, the line looks really good structurally, especially for its age. The cast iron's wide open, and the concrete is in pretty good shape. A couple little low spots that are holding water, but nothing. I'm sure that's all been there since the line was installed. Probably sunk a little bit when they backfilled, but it's very minimal and not causing any obstruction, so it's not not a big issue, so it'll be marked on the report, but it's nothing to worry about. Again, as long as you treat the line normally and don't try to flush a bunch of stuff that you shouldn't, the line will be perfectly fine and you shouldn't have any issues. But structurally, the line's in really good shape. So that's going to end the inspection at 5420 Fayridge Court in Cincinnati, Ohio.